Hey, it's Sandra. Welcome to another episode of Quirky Books TV. This is a place to be to live your best life, be your best self, and live your purpose. So if you haven't already subscribed, please hit that great big subscribe button and hit that bell icon so you get notified of every time I do a live. In today's episode, we're going to be discussing 5 ways you can increase your happiness. So let's get stuck into number 1, journaling. Journaling can really increase your happiness. Now, this is important. Journaling gets your feelings and emotions out in a constructive manner. It helps to relieve tension, to get all those thoughts of buzzing around in your head out onto paper. And it can just feel so good just to release these emotions, especially if they're negative emotions. You release them, you're releasing them from your body, you're working through them as you're writing. So writing a journal is so important for releasing those negative emotions and, really being able to process them a lot more easier. You should also keep a gratitude journal, which is a journal about things you're grateful for. This can increase your happiness as well, because if we focus on what we have got rather than what we haven't got, then we feel a lot more positive because we feel filled up. We feel that our life is a lot more fuller and got a lot more in it, and that there's good things and positive things in there. Which brings me on to my second point, is to focus on the positive stuff in your life, because the way you increase your happiness is by focusing on what does make you feel positive and feel good and happy in your life, right? So you need to focus on what makes you feel happy and feel good. That goes on to my third point of you need to create a happy list. So what is a happy list? A happy list is a list of at least 10 things that make you happy that you should be doing at least 3 of every single day. So, for example, on my happy list, I have taken a hot shower. That makes me feel really invigorated, really alive, really relaxed, really chilled out, and feeling a lot better. I have watching movies. I call this movie therapy, because when I watch a movie, I am able to switch off to a lot of my problems, de-stress, and just to feel like at peace again, because I can relax, right? It's really, really good for my soul. Writing's on there as well, because I do actually love to write, both personally and professionally. And so, it just is very therapeutic for my soul. And something that's on my happy list, which will increase your happiness no end and should always be done, whether it's on your own happy list or not, is self-dating. Now, self-dating is so important because it gets you in touch with your soul, with yourself, and it stops you relying on other people to make yourself happy. Self-dating is when you put times and dates in your calendar to actually actively go and date yourself. So take yourself out for a meal, take yourself out to the cinema, do something, but it's planned in advance on your calendar, and you've made the arrangement with yourself, and you keep it. You have to keep it. Unless you're in hospital or something like that, even if you're not feeling well, you need to keep it, because you need to treat it like a date. Like, if you were dating someone, even if you weren't feeling quite well, would you still go out and date that person? If the answer is yes, you should still be dating yourself. So that's why number 4, self-dating, is so important. And as it's International Celebrate Being Single Day coming up on the 14th of February, when I'm recording this is a perfect opportunity for you to self-date, especially if you're not in a relationship. But you can still date, even if you self-date, even if you are in a relationship, because it just means that you're making yourself a priority in your life. You're putting yourself first. You're allowing yourself to love yourself, to comfort yourself, to give you good things, to give yourself gifts, to make yourself feel special. So therefore, you're less reliant on other people outside of yourself for your happiness, and you get used to actually making yourself happy, which is a very, very good, therapeutic, and practical way of having healthy happiness within yourself. And number 5 is positive self-talk. So we need to be aware of what we're saying to ourselves on a daily basis. The language we're using with ourselves. Are we heavily criticizing ourselves all the time? Or are we telling ourselves we're stupid, or we don't look good in this, or something's wrong with us and we're rubbish at this, that, and the other? Are we swearing at ourselves? Are we hating on ourselves. If we are, we need to change that and say, what is the language you can use instead? You know, so instead of saying, oh, I don't like my looks, you don't say stuff like, you say, this is what I love about my looks. If there's something you really don't like, saying, I'm going to change this about my looks. You know, you're always looking, you know, at what you can do, not what you can't. And 6, this is a bonus, is always be solution focused. Never ever be problem focused. If you focus on the problem, you just go round like a hamster wheel over and over again, going, this is the problem, this is the problem, this is the problem. That doesn't help solve the problem. Therefore, you still have the problem. You have to be solution focused. So what is the end result you really, really want? And work backwards from there as to how to achieve it, which is called reverse engineering. So if there's a job you want, and maybe you have to retrain for it, you know, so what are the steps you'd need to do to retrain for it? Where would the course be? How much would it cost? How would you raise the funds to get that course? Is there any like assistance you can get? Any grants or anything like that? You know, would you have to move? Have you got any family, friends, relations that could help you out? All this type of stuff. So you reverse engineer what you want to do and how you want to achieve it. And so therefore you know how to get to the solution then to solve the problem. Sometimes we have to be patient as well. Number 7, I've gone on to number 7 now. Sometimes we need to be patient. So I should have titled this 7 ways in which to increase your happiness. Maybe I'll change it to 7 ways. Yeah. So anyway, definitely do all these 7 ways because they just are amazing and they will help you loads in your life, you know, to just really fully be happy, you know. So when you're not looking externally for your happiness, when you're looking internally for your happiness, you're going to be a much stronger person and you're going to be so much more happier, you know. So we've got the reverse engineering, for being able to, you know what our end goal is. And that's so important for the, you know, for the point of having clarity on what you want, you know, which is number 7, is having clarity, you know, really important, having clarity. And being your true authentic self is another way you can be happy. I'm full of ways you can be happy because it's kind of my speciality. So being your true authentic self is so important to your happiness. So you're not being someone you're not to please other people. You're actually being who you were born to be, and you're living in your authenticity and not caring what other people think, and you're sticking your ground and being who you are, regardless of what anyone else says, thinks, or does. You just be you. I hope you've liked these ways in which you can be having your happiness increased. If you've got any comments, queries, or questions, as always, post them down below. I'd love to know what you think, and I'll see you on the next video live stream. Thanks very much for joining me. Lots of love. Bye. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell icon. Bye bye.